Hi there students, today's plan is face rig and testing. For a change, I'm actually going to time lapse some parts of this video since by now you should have a basic understanding of how Blender works, at least when it comes to making avatars. You're going to struggle if you don't have Cat's Blender plugin, because I'm gonna assume you do. Hi! Alrighty then. So let's hide this armature for a start, and we're going to go to the head. Right, the head shouldn't include the pupils right now. The reason why we have this laid out like this is because you don't really want to mess with the size or shape of the pupils by accident. So this will be useful. So we're going to go to the head, and we're going to go here to object data properties, the little triangle with the circles, the green triangle, and we are going to, I'm gonna do this, which will add a shape key called basis, and we're gonna do again, and we're gonna name this left blink L. So now we've done that. We've got a shape key called basis and one called blink L. Here, basis and blink L. Make sure you have blink L selected, and then we'll go to edit mode. Now the goal here is to close this eye. So just click on the vertex, hit L, hit L, hit L, and then H to hide. Another thing before you do that, let's deselect that. Turn off symmetry. You don't want symmetry. You only want this left eye to blink. So don't do what I did. You're gonna shift, select that edge again, lasso this stuff away, and flatten out this curve. I'm just lifting it directly in the Z axis with this arrow here. Yeah. Make sure you always check what you've actually done. Now you've got the eye all closed and you've made sure that the front and back are kind of in the same line. Just do another look over some things, and you'll want to do a similar thing for this line. So I'm just gonna click on this edge with Alt, and then double tap G and drag it in a little bit. I don't want to bring these sides in too much. Like this kind of thing. Just go individually. That kind of thing. Much easier to work with when you have a mesh like this. So I'm going to hit Alt H. I'm going to select this top one, L, and H to hide. I'm going to select this and this. Bring it up a little bit. And Alt H to unhide again. Now I want to keep this part here more or less the same. So I'm going to deselect this area and deselect this area and try and move these in a better position. Now with here, you just want to be going back and forth from front and side views. Even just like on the corner. Just trying to get this straightened up. Just gonna select the face and hide it, and these bottom eyelashes and hide it, and try to get this looking as not crazy as possible. I'm gonna select this and hide as well. Now from the front view, you don't want to be able to see this under part. So ideally, select these parts, and this too, oops, and this too, and bring that down. And it doesn't really matter how you get this eyelash to close, as long as you close it. I'm gonna hit Alt H to unhide, and I'm gonna click this so I can only see one side of it. Hit L. I'm gonna unselect the parts that I don't think need to change. And unselect that as well. This needs to be rotated a little bit and brought back, I think. Rotate, bring back. So that's pretty decent for a blank. Alright, so just save. You want to set this to the value 1. You want to click this little triangle here and and there should be a menu, and you want to click new shape from mix. You're going to turn this value to 0 and this value to 1. And you're going to click this arrow for the drop down menu again and mirror shape key. So if you turn them both on, you get a blink for both eyes. Blink R. Okay, that's 2 of the most important shape keys you'll need. I'm gonna add another one with this plus button. I'm gonna name this one just capital A. Gonna go to edit mode. The most important thing we need to hide is the tongue. So LH and the teeth. LH, LH. There shouldn't be a tongue or teeth there anymore. I'm doing this because we don't want to accidentally edit them. So your main priority right now is opening this mouth. So you can do that, just hit the smooth tool and drag this a little bit. We'll round it out. We actually do want to have mirroring on. So we'll select these 2. And proportional editing on. And you can edit the mouth as you need to. Right now I'm going to try and bring these up. So let's just do this. So Alt click, Alt click, Alt click, Alt click, and then Shift Alt click, and then we're just gonna lasso this bottom part away. And I'm gonna lasso this part away as well. So grab in the direction. Getting rid of some of these edge parts in the direction. Gonna select this part of the mouth and rotate it with proportional editing on. Now there is a document that VRchat has that has all the shape keys, and you can copy from that if you really want to. But right here as well, when you're making this A, you can kind of give a personality to the character. So if they're quite happy, you want to make these shape keys happy. So bring those corners up. And if they're not so happy, then you don't do this. Give them a more straight look. Okay, now you've got that shape. We're gonna hit Alt H. We're gonna take off proportional editing for a while. Move these. Select the top teeth with L and move this out. The bottom teeth with L, move this down. The tongue, move that down too. So these teeth, let's change the side view. I'm just going to rotate them in the x-axis, which is just R from the side view, and bring them back a bit so they don't stick out the front. And these top teeth. Bring them here. Bring them forward quite a bit actually. Rotate a little bit like this. We go into object mode and then we bring that A all the way up. That'd be the ah sound. Now I'm actually going to make this bigger. Actually, no. I'm gonna go to basis. Yeah, I'm gonna go to basis. Make sure the tongue is selected. I'm gonna scale that up. Bring that forward and scale it a bit. Okay, let's try. Oh, I need to go to edit mode, object mode. Yeah, I like that. So that's going to be the A sound. And looking at it, she has kind of lost her top lip, so I'm going to try and bring that back. Make sure you have A selected. And I'm going to turn off X-ray for this one. So this shape, and I'm going to deselect. Actually, it's still mirrored, so you only need to select half the mesh and bring that back. Let's also double tap G to bring it out. So that will be A, and then we need to make an O. But since the O is just a more circle version of A, I'm gonna make sure that's at 1, the value is set to 1. And then put this drop down menu and new shape from mix. I'm going to turn A off and turn this one on. I'm going to double click here and name it to O, capital O. So go back to edit mode and we're going to hide these again. Hide, hide, hide. Now this shape needs to be turned into an O. Let me see what I can do about this line, because it works with the other shapes but not this one. So if you see that kind of line, I'm gonna go to texture paint. UV editing first, hit A, texture paint. Now this isn't a big deal. That'll do. Okay, there it is. That's better. Image, save. Object mode. Okay, I like that one better. So O, A, Ch is very similar to A, so just gonna new shape from mix, turn that down to 0, put that up to 1, name that Ch. And then let's save actually, go to editing mode. The main thing is get the smile shape right, so L, hide, L, hide, L, hide. This can be a bit smiley too, but I'd bring this closer together, so I'd scale in the X direction with proportional editing on. I'm gonna bring this down, save, and we're gonna go to cats. Gonna do visemes. Mesh is the head, so we're gonna change that to head, and then viseme A, and then bring that out. A, O, and Ch. Shape key mix intensity, leave that to 1, and then create visemes. Now you'll see all of these here that just showed up, saved you an arm and a leg. I'm gonna bring that further up. I actually forgot that the new version of Cat, you don't have to do the blink to get all the visemes. These don't really have to be renamed, but what I am gonna do, and what you should do as well, is do this. So turn them both on, and then put this little triangle here, called shape key specials, and new shape from mix. Name that blink. You can leave that at the bottom. So have some separate blinks and then the main blink. And you also see these are all the shape keys that you've got. Now I would go over some of them because a lot of them are just a variation of A, O, and Ch. So th, for example, I want to bring the top tooth down and I want to bring the tongue forward. I also want to bring the bottom tooth up too. And the tongue forward. Because when you say th, use your tongue. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I think it's better than what you get by default. Object mode, that's th. Fur. Yeah, fur's another one. So edit mode. With this, most of the time it's just bringing the bottom lip up. So instead of having this smile shape, you want it to be a little bit more arched. Just gonna select this, select this, and hide. Bring this shape up. It doesn't have to be dramatic, but you don't really want that smile when you're saying th. This kind of shape. L and turn off proportional editing, bring that top teeth down and forward. Everything else is pretty much good. What I would do for sil and pa is, just in case, you just want to select a vertice in here and move it just a tiny bit. Same for pa, move it just a tiny bit. That's just so it can be recognized. I'm not sure if Cats already does that, but I try and do that just in case. Those are the main ones. So you want to save that. You want to go to object mode. And you want to set this up for testing. So make sure you save and turn the armature on. I just made this earlier, but teach you how to do that later. To be safe, I'd save a copy of this file. So just go File, Save Copy, and then whatever you want to save it to that. I'm not gonna do that just because it's a bit faster this way. So you save first, and then you don't save again for a little while. You want to delete these pictures in the background, and you want to select this, and finally the head. So Control, click on the head, and then Control J. You want to rename this to body, and double make sure the shape keys are not pulling anything else with it, which it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be. Then you want to hit File and then Export and FBX. I'd call it something like Rainhet super cool test. And now from here, don't save just yet. You don't want to save it. You do want to get your pictures back. So you need to open up Unity. If you're uploading this to VRchat, you need to go on their website and you need to get their SDK and you need to get the correct version of Unity. The version of Unity I'm using is 2018.4.20.f. Oh, actually, just 20f1, not 20. I've already got a project open, but you'll need to open a new one. So I'm going to open that Unity project right now, and then we'll switch over to Unity. Alright, so we've got this, and I'm going to open a new folder actually so I can show you what I'm doing. You'll probably have a sample scene open. You want to drag and drop things into this area here. Also, yours might not look like that. Anyway, you want to drop things into the project area. So let's just go first, add a new folder. Right click on assets, create folder. Gonna name this Rain School and go into that folder. Now, where you saved your Blender files, you want to go into that folder, wherever you saved your Blender files. So mine is in Documents, then Models, then Avatar Modeling School, and you should have a file that's .fbx. Mine actually just says 3D object. It is an FBX file, so just drag it into here, and bam. That's your FBX file. What else you need is your skin. So it should be in the same folder. If you listen to me, you grab that, drag and drop it in here. Unity. There. That's all you need. Alright. So you click on this model, click on materials, right here, use external materials, and apply. Go into this folder. You want to click on this, and you need to drop a texture into this part here that says albedo. So go into the folder, grab this image, drag and drop it over here. Now, there are all kinds of shaders you can use. You can go into VRchat and use their shaders. You can go to Unity and use their shaders, or you can download a like shader from wherever really and use that. Right now I'm just going to use the phoneme shaders just because I think it looks pretty decent. Alright, so we're going to go back to the model. You should see here. Then you want to go to rig, change it to humanoid, apply. So just hit configure, and you want to go to, first you want to add a chest bone. So throw that there. And head. Change this here. You want to take out anything that's in the jaw that isn't the jaw, because you don't have a jaw. Let's take that off. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing even though my big head's in the way. It's just clicking that little circle there, and then there should be a little menu that pops up that you actually can't see. You just change it to none. Just click on none. Scroll up and click on none. Then you click apply. And it's all applying and waiting. And you can see now it should go to a T-pose. Okay, for testing, you want to make sure you can do this kind of thing with your model. Yours wouldn't have the top on, so you just want to make sure it moves alright. If something weird is sticking out, it means that there is a bone somewhere on your model that is maybe you've got a finger bone and then you've accidentally weight painted the leg or something. You'll see when you move the hand like this kind of thing, it will pull at that because that's going up and that's going down, so it'll pull at that. So you'll have to get rid of that if that's the case. Now the fingers, I'm going to look closely at them and have a good look at how they move. So open, close. If you don't like it, you're gonna have to change it. And this one as well. Reset all and done. That's your testing for the first stage. If you're uploading this to VRchat, you'll need to again download the right version of Unity and download the SDK. I already have the SDK here, so I can already start doing this. So what I do if I was uploading to VRchat to test in there, I'd grab my model, put it here, and save scene as. I'm gonna save it in the same folder, and here it is. Here's my new scene. Click on the model, add component, VRC avatar descriptor. Now because this is a modeling tutorial, I'm not going to go into crazy lots of detail with this. So I'm going to try and include some tutorials about this kind of stuff. Go and get your avatar. It should be in other. It should be this one. See, not bad. And should also blink. There you go. Not too bad now, is it? Another good thing with this is you can just see how VRchat reads your model and it if you want to change it or something. Now the top is clipping a little bit, but don't worry about it. This is just so it's not awkward to look at. Alright, now to testing VR. I'm gonna check it moves in a way that okay, there we go. You want to check it moves in a way that you like. One thing I like to check is this back shape here. You don't want it to be jagged and weird, so take a good look at that. Another thing you want to look at is this. If these fingers bend too far backwards, bend them forwards. Bend the bone forward, and you're going to need to apply pose as a rest pose. That's a little bit difficult. I'll show you. But for the most part, this is pretty good. For the most part, this is pretty good. We still need to do the hair, so I'll do that. That's going to be rather repetitive, so I'll probably skip a little bit and then explain it. Probably time lapse a bit and then explain it. But yeah, this is the model we've been working on. I hope yours looks good too. Yeah, totally send pictures and stuff in the comment section. And look at these hands. This is what happens when you spend a long time working on this kind of stuff. Look, these fingers. It's nice, right? And these fingernails. Have you ever seen nails this pretty? Let's look at an MMD model. Let's look at my old model. My old MMD model. Where is she? Oh, she's much taller. But it's kind of, kind of up to standard if I do say so myself. Not bad. The only difference is the hand shape is very triangle than square. If you like that kind of thing, you can go for it. Even this has a little bit of a jaggedness going on there. That's a result of the weight paint not being. How do I move my head out of the way? There we go. That's not smoothly weight painted. That is quite harshly weight painted, so there's not a lot of gradients in that area, which is why it's so jagged. Can't really do any more testing. I guess if you're making a VTuber avatar, the next important thing you'd want to do is change the file type. Most likely, you don't have to do this for every software, but most likely you need to change it to VRM. Now, to do that takes a little bit of time, but I can show that as well. But first, let's get some hair on this base. Let's get some hair on this base, and then we can talk about VRMs and changing the pose or whatever so it doesn't look weird in VRchat. Oh, this is the kind of thing I was talking about, by the way. The fingers bending back like that. It's not that big of a deal, because like obviously even MMD models have this sometimes. It's not that big of a deal, but if you don't want it, then yeah, I'll show you how to fix it in another video. Yeah, let's get out of VR right now. Since you haven't saved your Blender file and all the testing has gone well, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Blender, you're going to hit File and Revert. You're gonna have to click it twice. You should get everything back, and hopefully you saved before. So you'll still have all your visemes for the head here. Should be all good. Now, if your testing didn't go well and you needed something like, let's say the fingers were weird and you wanted to change their position, just go to the body. You'd go to pose, and you do this. You'd like rotate in the y-axis or something. You'd be like, okay, that's to fix the fingers bending too far backwards, so you bend them forward to counteract that. What you're doing is you're counteracting VRchat's animation, default animation. So you could do that, bend it forward a little bit, probably not that far. If you needed to do all the fingers, then you just do all the fingers like that or something, and then you hit apply as rest pose. For me, I can't do that at the moment, but I've done it before on another computer. I don't know why it doesn't work on this computer. I don't know why. But yeah, you can hit that. If you're having the same problem as me and you can't get that to work, what you can do is you need to go to the bodice. Just click on the bodice. Click on this little spanner here. You wanna apply the armature. You wanna hit apply. And then you wanna go back to pose mode. Yep, pose mode. Pose, apply, pose, is pose. So you just click that. And then you go to bodice. Wait, you stop pose mode, go to bodice, add modifier, add geometry back. Just like that. Easy peasy. But I don't want that. So I'm gonna revert again. What else? Yeah. Say you moved this arm. Let's go to pose mode. You move this arm, right? And you saw a little part on the leg move too. Let me show you what that might look like. Brush, and let's do that. Right? Now look. Do you see that? To fix that, you'd obviously just try and figure out what bone it was. And then you'd go to that leg and you'd go to subtract. And you get rid of that because you don't want that. And then you test again, and if nothing's moving, you're all good. You stop pose mode. I'm gonna revert again because I don't want that. Alright, just little fixes like that. For clothes, I'm gonna do a separate tutorial on that. I think I'm gonna do quite general clothes. But yeah, that's it for reading the face and testing. I don't know if I'm gonna split this video in half. I might. Let's see. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Farewell.